Well, we are in La Cañada, Flintridge, on the campus of Flintridge Prep for State 2 Regionals. Andrew Rector, I'm Brian Fenley. Scripps Ranch taking on Flintridge Prep here. Packed house, and Andrew, this is an interesting game because a style differential between both of these. You were talking to both of the coaches, and for Flintridge, they like to really go up and down the court fast.
Yeah, Flintridge likes to get points on the board. Have outscored their opponents 2-1 this year, over 2,000 points scored, just over 1,000 given up. So they want to get out and run. As for Scripps, they want to play solid defense, hit open shots when they get them.
The Flintridge Prep starts two freshmen, a sophomore and a junior, along with their star in Ashley Chia, who is headed to Princeton. Jumping it up here will be Akemi Fu, number 30 in white for Flintridge. They are in white, and she will be jumping it up against Michelle Kramer, who is the team's leading scorer for Scripps Ranch. They are coming off an open division loss to La Jolla Country Day, a team that is number 5 in the country. Lost by 50 points. There was Chea.
But like you said, La Jolla Country Day, monster of a team. And Scripps just kind of ran into a buzzsaw facing them in the championship game.
That they did. Flintridge Prep is 29-2. They've won 13 games in a row. They are undefeated at home here, 10-0. And their head coach, well, they've got co-head coaches, an interesting development for them, as the three ball from Chia is missed off the side of the backboard. She'll find her teammate inside, and that one will not go for Gigi Mastras, one of the sophomores.
Good job of following her shot, but Chia missed badly, but knew where it was going, able to get the rebound. But Flintridge unable to finish.
There goes Kramer driving and then kicking it out for Danielle Saxenian. Kramer left open along two from the baseline, and Chia will haul down the rebound. Has had multiple games this year where she has scored over 30 points. To Maddie Smith. What a take! Misfires, and Kramer rips the rebound away from Gigi Mastras. Now, Andrew, Maddie Smith, a freshman. This Flintridge Prep team is a two-headed monster when it comes to production. It's Smith, the freshman, and it's Chia, the senior.
Yeah, even though Chia graduating after this year, going to Princeton, like you said, bright future for Flintridge with Maddie Smith, just a freshman. The squad only going to get better as she gets older.
There are two freshmen on the floor here for Flintridge Prep. Outside they will go, and that is Jacqueline Riddle on a misfire. Akemi Fu grabs herself another rebound. Still waiting for our first bucket, our first points.
Perhaps some nerves here early. Some missed open shots. Good look from Chia, but unable to complete the pass.
Mastras on the cut, and she threw it away right back to the Scripps Ranch Falcons. They are 20-6, and getting the scoring started, I should say, is Claire Valentine, who is averaging 10 points per game.
Somewhat of a stretch for Claire Valentine. She hits that one from about 17 feet. Good looking shot.
Fu is defended by Kramer. That's going to be a really interesting matchup to watch as we're 2 minutes into this opening quarter. Andrew Rector, I'm Brian Fenley. Just miles away from Pasadena, Ashley Chia sinks the three.
The word Scripps Ranch used to describe Chia, dynamic. She showed it right there on the long three, a pull-up three at that.
Fu with the rebound as Chia wants to take another three. This one is off target, and the uncontested rebound will go to Danielle Sexetti and the 5'6" junior. She'll handle and find Kaylin Del Monte, one of the two seniors in the starting lineup for the Falcons. There it is. Jump shot goes down for Valentine.
Similar shot from the other side. You can tell she works on that. See if she steps out and tries to take a three later in the game, but good range so far from Valentine.
Yeah, Kramer guarding the ball in Fu as she comes pedaling into the lane, and there's going to be a foul on Kramer. That will be her first. So we talked about, Andrew, that two-headed monster for Flintridge Prep. The same could be said for Scripps Ranch. Number 3, Jacqueline Riddle, and number 15, Michelle Kramer. They do a bulk of the production for them when it comes to points, rebounds, and assists.
But honestly, they have a pretty balanced, she travels right there, Valentine does, got a little ahead of herself. They have a pretty balanced team other than that as well. I see a lot of size out there for them. It's going to be tough for Flintridge to deal with. They have to stay out of foul trouble. This game keeps going on.
It's something to keep an eye on. Scripps Ranch 7-2 on the road. Their head coach is James Stewart. This is season number 12 for him. Only 2 losing seasons, so he knows how to win and has done it for so many years with Scripps Ranch. A driving move is missed by the sophomore in Gigi Mastras, and the rebound one and done for Flintridge Prep. The Wolves will take that pass off from Sexenian and turn it into a turnover.
That play ultimately made with her hands, but good movement of her feet before getting her hands up to intercept that pass.
On the floor goes Fu on a pitch out. Maddie Smith was thinking about it. She's averaging about 18 points per game, second leading scorer for this Wolves team. The leading scorer right there, and it's Chia, and she gets bumped to the act as she falls to the floor. Sexenian is going to be the guilty party on the personal.
Bailed out Chia right there. That was going to be a tough shot, fading away after the jab step and then the crossover spin. But Chia's going to head to line shoot too.
That she will. In that 3AA Southern Section Championship game, which was a game ago, a victory for Flintridge against Los Osos. Chia had 24.7 rebounds and 7 assists. One of the storylines for her was that, Andrew, you talked about the foul trouble. She actually got into some foul trouble, but because of the secondary scoring and support, it didn't seem to be that big of a problem down the stretch for them in that game.
Yeah, good job by Coach Kiyamara to dance around that foul trouble, keep Flintridge in that game, and ultimately take home the victory.
A double on the ball, and it's thrown away. Claire Valentine feeling the pressure of that defense, wreaking havoc, and forces her to commit a turnover, a couple of turnovers already, as we are hitting the midpoint of this opening quarter. Smith on the penetration, trying to blow by her defender in Del Monte.
Yeah, be careful of the foul trouble right here. Already 4 team fouls in the early going for Scripps.
A couple of fresh faces coming in. Presley Huey, number 23, just a freshman. She is in. Alongside her, that one was turned over. Izzy Chan is in as well, the daughter of the coach, in Jamie Kiyomura Chan. That is a 3, and it's Silky. Scripps Ranch, Riri Davis, sophomore guard, looking confident.
Quite the sequence for Davis right there, as she actually got the deflection on one end and made the 3 on the other.
And just a bulldozing move inside for Ashley Chia. And she felt that Scripps Ranch defense swarming. They're, Andrew, not making anything easy for her. They're contesting shots, and they're bringing the physicality.
I want to make note of Valentine playing defense on Chia in that last possession. Calls a turnover, moving her feet, staying in front of Chia. Valentine, only a freshman, playing the senior Chia. And she's able to help cause a turnover with Smith and Davis ultimately getting the deflection.
We hinted at this earlier, but this is so fascinating for Flintridge Prep. They actually have co-head coaches, Jamie Kiyomura Chan and Kevin Kiyomura. They are cousins, and so they split up the duties. Very unique, but it seems to be working very well, as that one is off target by Michelle Kramer. Looked uncomfortable taking that one.
And speaking with Coach Kiyomura Chan, she said about half her family is sitting right here to our right. So a lot of support here in Flintridge for the Wolves.
That would be Maddie Smith on a pass-off, and double dribble on Chia, defended by Valentine. By the way, our officials, Bert Nelson, Giovanni Rodriguez, and Chris Meyerson. So 3:01 to go. 7-7 is our score in this first quarter. 3:01 left in this opening quarter. Andrew Rector, I'm Brian Fenley. And bringing it across is Jacqueline Ritter, leads her team in multiple statistical categories. Riri Davis misses the 3. Valentine keeps the possession alive, and another opportunity here with a fresh shot clock. Riddle on cork, shooting that one off the side of her shoulder. And Chia looking to push. Offensive intentions for her, and she is able to find her spot on the baseline.
In transition, she actually had 2 Scripps Falcons on her. Still able to get to the baseline and put up the shot.
How good is Chia? Well, she had a triple-double earlier this season. Kramer slithers past Fu, banks it in, and a foul shot is coming up.
Just a great little Euro step right there by Kramer. Able to get to the bucket and take the contact.
Yeah, she's the team leader in points per game, 13 per contest. Just a junior, 5'11". And that student section here for Flintridge making it hard. And Riri Davis at 5'5" gets the offensive rebound.
Love the way Davis has played so far, coming in off the bench. Hit a three, caused a turnover, and got that offensive rebound for another opportunity. But the Falcons come up empty.
And the equivalent of a turnover would be an air ball out of bounds going the other way. Kaylin Del Monte, the misfire.
You just look at Davis. She is unafraid. Has guarded the ball, has come in, rebounded, playing very well early in this game.
Chia uncorking. And it's Huey with the offensive rebound. Crashing the offensive glass is Presley Huey, just a freshman. Her sister Cassidy is a junior on this team. Maddie Smith yet to score in this game. What a freshman sensation she is, and that one pops out. Huey again, and Izzy Chan, the junior team captain, will try to reset things here as Maddie Smith hits the deck as her safety valve. 18 on the shot clock. Chia will let it fly, and Riri Davis there for the uncontested rebound.
A little bit of a sloppy possession there from Flintridge, uncharacteristic. Might have got away with a moving screen. Ball carrier went down as Valentine hits another jumper from the high post.
Yeah, showing her versatility and her dexterity with the step back over Fu. Not an easy shot. And the home team trailing by 2 here, 11-9. Falcons under a minute to go in this opening quarter. Fu asking for it in the post, and she's picked up by Kramer. Now she'll get it, does not hesitate, takes the jump shot, and the rebound is collected inside by Riddle, who averages 10 rebounds per game, team leader in that category. Trying to step around Fu was Michelle Kramer and Andrew. They're going to call Fu on the foul there.
That's a tough call on Fu. I actually thought Kramer might have traveled before she put the ball down, then tried to step it. I thought Fu was pretty straight up, but that's the second foul on Fu.
I think that as the home crowd noticed, they probably were feeling those sentiments as well, that it should have potentially, arguably, have been a travel. In either way, it's a turnover right back.
Perhaps a little ball don't lie situation right there, as Rasheed Wallace would say.
So there's about 5 seconds separating the game on the shot clock here. So essentially, Flintridge Prep could take the last shot, or just about. And Chia wants to take it early in the shot clock, and why not?
Loves that baseline jumper. Kind of like Kawhi Leonard likes that jumper in the middle of the paint. You let Chia get to the baseline, she's going to take that jumper.
That ball sails over Scripps Ranch and out of play. So the Wolves have a chance to close out this first quarter with a lead here.
Really no need to press right there and try to really get a quick bucket. You were going to get the last shot if you held on to it, but instead you give Flintridge another opportunity to score before the quarter.
Smith, from the elbow after the screen from Fu, and I don't know if Scripps Ranch is going to even attempt a shot here before the horn. They don't. Well, just like when we started this game, tied up. This time it's 11 apiece. We head to the second quarter when we come back.
And that's not what Scripps wants to see. They want to really slow this game down. Coach Stewart probably happy with where he's at, 11-11 after one, but would probably want to slow this down, game it down even more than it is.
Scripps Ranch, the Falcons 8-0 in their own league play this year out of the Western League, and they will start with the basketball in the second quarter. Kramer will fire away over Smith. That three ball is missed, and Hilly will track it down, looking to push. This is what the Wolves love to do.
Flintridge actually came out in a zone right there, ended up forcing Scripps into a long three.
That would be Huey on a three, and this one is off target for her, as Riddle will run the show the other way. Has made 63 three-pointers this year, so you have to watch out what she can do from beyond the perimeter as Valentine goes long on that free throw line jumper.
Flintridge stayed in the zone right there, and I thought Valentine might be a weapon against that zone as her specialty shot is right there. More it would be the middle of it.
Well, how do you
but
think,
missed long on that one?
Well, absolutely. As Chia misses, what do you think that zone could do to messing up the timing and the rhythm?
I think once you get used to kind of going one-on-one and looking for the offensive player who is freed up from the defensive help, you put that zone in there, you're just guarding an area, that doesn't happen as much. And so it probably slows down the ball handler just a little bit and actually slow down Valentine on that shot. She was too quick on the shot.
That's well said. Smith trying to get it to Huey and was not expecting the pass. By the way, that last foul was on Riri Davis, her first, number 22 for Scripps Ranch.
Also correct, I said Fu had 2 fouls. She only has 1.
She's got 1, and now multiple offensive rebounds for Riri Davis after the miss here from Jacqueline Riddle, who is shooting it from distance 34%. Davis off target. Fu the rebound, and Maddie Smith, the freshman, who can score at all 3 different levels, according to her coach. What a nice touch pass inside, and Fu cannot finish the job and convert in deep. Off the fingertips of Riri Davis, and Flintridge Prep comes away with the basketball.
So that's about 3 assists that Chia should have had by now. That was a great look going towards the basket. But also, there's nothing Davis is going to be able to do if she catches that ball. She's heading towards the core anyway. You're better off to not throw that pass, especially she's only 5'3", like you said. It's going to be tougher to catch it and then turn towards the basket later.
That's well put on your end, as we're still looking for our first points in this second quarter. Davis putting the pressure on Fu. The ball is going to carry him out of bounds, and careless mistakes on either side here.
Also, guess who? Davis in there again, getting her hands on the ball, causing the turnover. Love her game, scrappy as can be.
Very energetic and finds herself getting offensive rebounds. Really has a knack for where the ball is going to go off the rim to get those boards. As Valentine throws it away, Huey will track it down. They're trying to go inside to the cutting Kaylin Del Monte.
I thought she should have put that up with the left hand, maybe try to draw a foul. Instead, she tried to drop it off, and it turned into a turnover.
A screen from Fu, trying to get it back to her on a pick and roll. Chia will stay with it after the deflection. She will hoist up the 3. Batted out of bounds off of Huey, as Olivia Childs will come in for the first time and will be replacing Gigi Mastras.
Would not be surprised if Coach Stewart gets in the ear of the official. That's a couple of questionable screens by Flintridge. Could have been called moving that they've gotten away with so far today.
Something to monitor as this game goes on, this matchup goes on, as Valentine goes to Riri Davis into the post. Back out for Davis after the pitch out from Kramer. And on the deck goes Valentine. And I think, Andrew, we're going to stay on that side of the floor.
Yeah, that's something you're susceptible to is offensive rebounding. Flintridge got out of position right there. Ends up drawing the foul.
Maddie Smith is the one who receives the personal. That would be number 1 for her. 4 for a team in Flintridge Prep. Kramer trying to work her way down the baseline, and she gets bumped and fouled by Fu.
That'll be her second. I was just telling the future when I said she had 2 early. That's all I'm saying. But moved her feet, just official said she didn't get there quick enough to cut off the baseline. Ended up getting the foul.
And Andrew, as you pointed out, because Fu has those 2 personals, she's going to come out, and a really short respite on the bench and break for Mastras, who finds herself right back in the game.
Scoreless after 3 minutes here in this second quarter. Still knotted up at 11.
And it's going to continue that way after Riddle is yet to make a 3. She's taken a couple of them, but has yet to cash in on one. Smith will leave it off for the driving Huey, trying to throw one up, a wild shot. And off of Flintridge Prep. Falcons basketball.
Chia did not get a touch in that possession. You don't like to see that. You want to see her get at least a touch of the ball in every possession.
Valentine driving on Mastras, looking for Kramer, and she cannot convert. Team's leading scorer, averaging 46% shooting from the floor coming into tonight on the year. And the three-point shooting woes continue and persist for the Falcons as a foul is going to be called on Chia. And I'll tell you what, Andrew, if you're looking for offense and you can't find it, just get it into Chia's hands and she'll make something happen.
Sometimes basketball is a pretty simple game. Get it in the hands of the best player on the court and see what she can do with it. On the other end, Valentine, that's the second time she's passed up a layup with her left hand. She's only a freshman. That left hand's going to develop. And once that does, she'll be a much more efficient scorer.
She was asked, Chia, about winning the CIF Southern Section title. She said it was something that we strive for the entire season. It was our goal first to win league, which they did, and they want to continue on this journey that they have put forth, having won 13 games in a row and continuing to climb and climb through the brackets of the state regionals.
Right time of the season to win 13 in a row. Only 2 losses on the season.
Yeah, and that last loss was January 11th against Village Christian, 73-55. And keep in mind, that was after a 2-week break due to the holidays. The only other loss was early December against Rosary Academy. And foul shots are on the horizon here for Kramer, who is going to get to the line, hard-earned, trying to give the Falcons their first points of this second quarter.
What's interesting, this game has actually devolved as it's going on. It's got a little sloppier as we go on. The first 3 or 4 minutes are played really cleanly by both sides. But now they've gotten a taste of each other and gotten used to it. Seems like they're anticipating more, and especially on the offensive end, it's getting a lot more sloppy.
That it is. There always seems to be that warming up, feeling out process. Teams like this playing on big stages, a whole lot on the line. Win and you continue on in the state regionals, lose and you go home. As Kramer goes 1 of 2. And the Falcons are within 1 halfway through the second quarter. Huey trying to get a step on Riri Davis, doing such a great job shuffling her feet and staying in front. The screen from Childs, and Andrew, you had pointed this out. Watch out for the moving screens. One was finally called.
And that actually might have been Chia's fault, as she started moving before the screen was able to be set, and that caused the foul for Childs.
So both teams now with 7 personal fouls.
Childs going to pick up a second one real fast right here.
And when you get that deep post positioning that Kramer got on Childs, you find yourself tempted into having to foul.
And we see 2 bigs for Flintridge now with 2 fouls. Fu on the bench already. Childs 2 quick ones right there.
Kramer 1 for 2 during her last trip at the foul line. This will be a 1-and-1. And Chia will run it down. Picked up by Valentine. Doesn't use the Child's ball screen. A miss from mid-range. Riddle the rebound. Taken away by Maddie Smith. Anticipating the pass to Riri Davis.
Scripps does need to slow it down in the backcourt. And turnover again right there.
That is 3 fouls on Childs in very short time.
About a minute and a half, matter of a minute and a half, and she's going to go back to the bench.
So she does, as you pointed out, and Gigi Mastras will re-enter the action. There have been a total of 3 points scored in this second quarter.
You see Flintridge back in the zone.
Riddle cans the 3. That would be her 64th triple of the season.
2 ways to beat the zone. You can either get in the middle of it or shoot over the top of it. And she shot over the top of it right there, and it gave the Falcons the lead.
Falcons have a lead, 15-13. Chia on the crossover, going one-on-one against Riri Davis. Out for Smith. A misfire on the 3, and a Riddle coming away with the loose ball. They'll work it inside, trying to step around Smith. And did Valentine step on the baseline?
I believe she traveled. I think she's done that a couple times. Got away with it the first couple times, but didn't get away with it right there. Shuffle the feet before putting the ball down.
Ashley Chia runs the show here. And flashing across the lane was Mastras. Will unload over the top of the 5'11 Kramer. Riddle has made a three here in this second quarter. Long two, and nothing but silk from Michelle Kramer.
Beautiful shot right there from the short corner. And that shouldn't happen against the zone. That should be a well-defended area against the zone. But a breakdown for Flintridge.
Yeah, Huey lost the handle. It's pushed up the floor. Del Monte now to Valentine. Gets around Shea. Contact with the basketball. No foul. Deflection on the pass out for Huey. Working her way around Riddle to the trailer. And Mastras just long. Too strong off the heel on the runner.
A couple of crafty defensive plays there by Flintridge. First by Chia on the baseline. And then by Huey with the steal. And actually, if she would have turned around and been facing the basket, she was open for another pass on the secondary break. But she had already turned around to run to the front line. That's going to be a foul.
Very egregious use of the forearm to push off for Claire Valentine.
Again, a little inexperience showing from Valentine. A blatant foul. Trying to get to her spot in the high post. Pushed off trying to get there.
Yeah, the only scoring for the Falcons here, who lead by 4 in the second quarter. A three by Riddle, a Kramer baseline jumper, and then Kramer also made one free throw. And that's been enough here. Wolves have only scored 2 points and make it 4 points in the first 7 minutes of quarter number 2.
The floater there from Huey. That's a good shot to have in your repertoire, especially when you're her size. Be able to float, get over top of the defense.
Huey guarding the ball in Valentine. Just picked up a foul. Riri Davis passes up the shot. Riddle will slingshot one up there. And Maddie Smith, the rebound.
See if Flintridge tries to go 2 for 1 right here.
Chia, the excellent ball handling. The step back. Fine play from Chia. And the Wolves retake the lead.
Just such a tough play by Chia. She loves that step back, able to knock it down from the top of the key right there.
A timeout on the floor by Scripps Ranch. 30.7 seconds in this opening half. All right, back at it here. Andrew Ector, I'm Brian Fenley. Less than a second differential between the game and the shot clock here in the second quarter. And Del Monte will miss on the three.
We've seen Flintridge do that a couple times, coming out of a timeout. Earlier, they came out in the zone. That time they came out with a full court press, and they earned them another possession here before the half ends.
And you would think, Andrew, you don't have to take a shot that early. You had plenty of time to sort of wait it out and burn more clock, but they look for the first best shot as Chia miscommunicating there with Maddie Smith. That's a rare sighting, knowing how well those two have been playing all year long. Riddle met in the backcourt by Huey. There's 3 seconds. We'll throw it to Del Monte. Fires. Got it off in time, but well short. The Wolves up by 1, 18-17 in this low-scoring affair. We have come upon halftime, and we come back. We'll get you set for that third quarter. You are watching on NFHS Network the State Regionals 2 between Scripps Ranch trailing by 1 against the home team in Flintridge Prep.
On the table, some missed layups that would have been assists for Chia as we went throughout that first half. So would like to see somebody else get going other than Chia.
For Scripps Ranch, they've been much more balanced, scoring Claire Valentine, number 12, who's going to be starting here in the second half. She's got 6, team leader. Kramer has 5. Riri Davis has 3. To be that 1-3. Del Monte picks up the ball in Maddie Smith, who has yet to score, surprisingly, in this game. Fu the miss. Mastras there for the putback.
Good job to clean it up. Good drive by Fu, unable to finish, but an aggressive drive. Got the Scripps defense out of position, and Mastras was there to clean it up, and there's a turnover.
Trying to force that pass, down the baseline. And leads to a turnover as Chia trying to loop one up and in, and a reverse style layup won't go.
It's a great pass by Huey, but I thought that Chia tried to make that a little too difficult because I'm doing a jump stop, made the easy layup.
The lead is now 1 for Flintridge Prep after the Falcons get a long 2 from Claire Valentine, who has 8 points in the game. Maddie Smith is finally on the board.
You finally see a pass completed by Chia, puts it on the money. No look on the backdoor baseline cut.
Del Monte, a step-in three in rhythm off the pass-off from Sexenian, and the rebound to Chia, who will check over her shoulder, look for her options. Smith uncorking a long one. Back-to-back field goals for her on back-to-back possessions, and the Wolves have their largest lead of the game. Chia, the deflection, and it will stay with Scripps Ranch. Huey could not get there in time, trying to run it down.
Coach Stewart feeling the danger right here as Flintridge gets another player going. Like you said, 5 straight points for Smith. The Wolves will jump out to the biggest lead of the game. Basket, but you're not even creating anything at the half-court line on a dangerous pass.
Every single win, and there have been 29 wins for Flintridge Prep, they're wearing the white unis, has been by double digits. This one is in single digits as we speak. Scripps Ranch with the basketball down by 6 as we come up on the 6-minute mark of quarter number 3.
Flintridge just settle back into the zone. We'd like to see Valentine flash up to the high post. Instead, she goes to the corner, shoots an air ball.
Just beats the shot clock and well short on that baseline shot. Chia over Valentine off the heel. Fu trying to contend for the rebound against Kramer. And Flintridge Prep will have another chance to try and score on this possession.
Good work by Fu getting in position to get a hand on that rebound.
Mastros has a bucket already in this third quarter. Misses with that left-hand driving layup attempt.
Again, that's where you got to come to the jump stop. Get your feet under you so you can get a more powerful jump and maybe even jump into the defender and call some contact.
Valentine over Fu.
She's getting frustrated right now, Brian. She needs to get back to her bread and butter. Get back to the middle of the court instead of drifting off into the corners.
And I feel like she could be using her size better than just kind of taking these low percentage long twos. Chia putting Valentine in the spin cycle. 2 for Chia. 8-point lead.
We got the freshman Valentine being caught on an island with the best player on the court, Chia. And Chia took advantage.
Del Monte, nice look inside for Kramer. Doesn't even look for the shot as she bumps right into Fu. Still 14 on the shot clock as Valentine can't make her way and maneuver baseline. Stepped on the baseline. Fu, Andrew, has been playing great defense.
Wouldn't be surprised if Valentine gets subbed out for right here. And Davis is going to come in for him. Valentine just needs a second to be on the bench, settle down, get back into her rhythm. And that's what Coach Stewart's trying to do, sitting her on the pine for a little bit.
The sophomore guard, 5'5", Riri Davis is in. She has 3 points, made that 1-3 in the first half.
Also on that last possession, Kramer had great position down low. I don't know why she was so quick to pass it back out. Should have tried to make a move. I don't even think she took a dribble.
Right.
Should have tried to make a move, get to the basket.
You're absolutely right. I don't even think she looked at the rim. As soon as she caught it or tried to gain possession, she was in the mind of passing it off. Smith! 8 third-quarter points from Addie Smith. She is starting to heat up.
That is huge for Flintridge. Just makes the job for Scripps all that much harder. Flintridge again into the zone.
Underneath for Kramer. Great setup from the driving Sexenian.
A great baseline drive. The help came. She was able to dish it off to Kramer for the deuce.
Chia draws a double team off of Huey, trying to punch it over to Smith. Had Fu wide open underneath.
Had Fu wide open.
On a handoff for Huey. Mastros will take the 3 ball. And flying in was Del Monte. Couldn't get the rebound, and Chia for 3. Fu will run it down and beat Del Monte to the rebound.
Right now, Scripps has played about 45 seconds defense. Have to be tired out there. Nearly give up another open 3.
Smith misses, and a collision on the floor involving Kramer and Fu. Mastros is going to pick up her second foul, number 1 in white, for the Wolves. Riri Davis is picked up by Chia. Kramer looking for her shot, and that's what she needs to do, scoring over the top of Fu.
Learned a lesson, reverse pivot towards the baseline. And Fu with those 2 fouls, don't want to pick up the third. Can only keep her hands up and allow the deuce.
Off the curl, it's Chia, chased around by Del Monte. Huey in trouble, harassed by Riri Davis. Big step for Smith, underneath for Mastras. Her second field goal of the third quarter. Wonderful find from the freshman phenom and Maddie Smith.
Yeah, great patience by Mastras, receiving that pass, letting the defender fly by her and putting it up for the layup. Created by that drive and made the right pass. Flintridge up 9. 9 as we head to the later stages of the third quarter.
And promptly after that, Scripps Ranch was called for a travel. Huey working on Riri Davis. Kick out for Smith. Picks up the dribble. High post is Fu. Guarded by the team's leading scorer for Scripps Ranch and Kramer.
Tried to force that pass. Just wasn't there. Probably should have just held on the ball and wait for the baseline cutter to come back her way.
Sexenian to Riri Davis. Good front, denying Kramer the ball, but Fu contests the shot, and Kramer still gets off a shot. But it was an air ball.
You're seeing a lot of those drop-offs open. I think both teams are playing just a little too fast on the offensive and defensive end. And the defense just a little too quick to get out of position. But Flintridge has been able to capitalize. Scripps has not been able to put down the shots.
Mastras has 4 points, 2 field goals in this third quarter. Maddie Smith has 8 points. All of her points have come in this third quarter. Shia unsuccessful on the rock back 13-footer.
Forced it there, ran into a double team, decided to take the fade away anyway.
Sexenian, the ball fake, working around Smith. Really nice ball control and footwork.
Great footwork. Crowd thought she traveled when she first got the ball. I don't think she did. Thought she established a pivot foot, went up and under, and then again up and under for the layup.
Del Monte matched up on Chia. What a find! Whips it inside for Smith. Double figures in points for the freshman.
Smith having a really good third quarter. Helping out her captain, Chia.
Sexenian running it down. That ball nearly thrown out of play. Riddle hasn't really gotten her offense going and hasn't very much looked for her shot.
Kramer needs to get in position down low. She's been a little too passive down there.
Riri Davis splits a pair of Flintridge defenders in Fu and Chia and makes her second basket.
Good work on the drive by Davis. And again, avoiding the block and able to get in there.
Chia wraparound pass to Huey and started taking off and forgot to dribble.
And that's what I'm saying. They're just playing a little too quick. Both teams need to settle down a little bit. You can see a lot of those kind of like shuffle feet travels right there as Huey tried to sneak in for a steal.
Wolves have outscored the Falcons by 6 points in the third quarter.
Scripps should try to go 2 for 1 right here.
Davis open for 3, and Huey is there to latch on to the rebound. 40 seconds in this third quarter. The Wolves in no rush to get off a shot for the time being. Izzy Chan, a look. Makes it! 10-point lead for the home team. Kramer had her shot altered. And Chan keeps it alive, and here come the Wolves. Shot clock has been turned off. Chia against Del Monte. This could be something special. Elevates! Doesn't even look at the rim. As soon as she released it, she looked right at her team and her student section. She was that confident.
Little swag from Chia going to the break. First we've seen from her. That was her first bucket of the third quarter and the last one of the third quarter overall. 19 points through 3 for Chia.
We'll step aside. A huge third quarter has opened things up for the Wolves. One more quarter awaits and a trip to the next round of the state regionals. Fourth quarter about to start here. Andrew Rector, I'm Brian Fenley. State 2 regionals and a big third quarter for the home team in Flintridge Prep. 13-point lead going into the fourth. They led by 1 going into the third. Maddie Smith with 10 points, number 21 for Flintridge in the third. And what can Scripps Ranch do now, Andrew, to try and chisel their way back?
Scripps is in a situation, they like to play deliberate, and they can't do that right now. They need points quick. You're not going to be able to stop Flintridge, but so much. So you need to get quick, efficient buckets right here. And I like Valentine back in there. She needs to be aggressive.
And she does take that aggressive approach with her first shot of the fourth quarter. But a wild miss there on the running jump shot.
And that's just a young player thing. Needs to work on her footwork a little bit. Once she gets to her spot, she's just going to shot fake and then try to go up. But if she can work on her footwork, maybe develop an up and under, reverse pivot, something like that, make her game a lot better.
Her coach, James Stewart, has been praising her defense. But yes, her offense is good, but needs to be better, and she knows that. As Smith misses, Mastras! Right place. A foul shot coming up for her after the made basket.
You had 2 Flintridge players down there ready for the rebound, and only the 5'3" Davis down there for Scripps. And then Scripps trying to recover defensively, ends up giving up the and one.
Sexenian out, Del Monte is back in. The sophomore in Mastras. Rebound is run down by Riddle.
No time to waste, jogging up the court. You got to get there, get in position, be ready to score.
Huey meets Riddle. And now Kramer with offensive intentions. A little runner in the lane as she got a step past her defender. Instant offense for the junior small forward.
They need 5 or 6 more of those possessions. They also need to string together some stops. And that's been hard to do since the beginning of the third quarter.
Yeah, because they have the likes of Maddie Smith out there and Ashley Chia and Mastras, who has made a few buckets in this second half. That one will not go on the slicing move. Valentine on a swing for Del Monte. Reed Davis guarded by Huey. High post, Kramer looking to take one, flips up the shot, and the finger roll is unsuccessful.
She's had that happen a couple times tonight where she makes a good initial move and just unable to finish. I like real nice footwork there to start off. What a pass.
Chia to Smith. No look. Wrap around with the left hand. Putting on a show at home.
Her 5th assist of the game. 12th point for Smith.
And that one the most impressive after a bad miss for Scripps Ranch.
Take that back, Brian. That would have been the most impressive.
That
right
one
hand
would have.
fling.
Fu misses, got ahead of the defense.
That's a kick ball in mouth, so she tried to kick it back to herself. But Chia really trying to put on a show right here.
Let's talk about her, Chia, for a moment. So she's going to Princeton, and she is going to join Caitlin Chen at Princeton, who played with her here. And they'll have 1 year together. Chen will be a senior next year for Princeton. She'll be a freshman.
It's going to be a fun squad to watch in the Ivy.
Del Monte has an answer with the wing 3.
Her first bucket of the game. Be nice for Scripps to get her going.
Valentine trying to guard Chia, forces up the shot, and Riddle is able to come down with it. Not sure what she was trying to do with that pass. Out for Del Monte. Back-to-back threes on consecutive possessions.
Huge buckets from Del Monte. Cut it back under 10. Key to get that back within single digits. Only 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
That is giving Scripps Ranch some life. But are they getting those defensive stops? I know you said that had to be something that they had to add on to scoring and doing it quickly.
Yeah, Flintridge helping them out with a couple of unforced turnovers, missing a couple bunnies. Chia needs to calm back down. They said this thing about Steph Curry back in, not that the Warriors aren't in their heyday anymore, but they would be so far ahead of teams that he would just kind of start messing around a little bit, end up getting a little turnover happy. I think she is kind of in that spot right now where she's kind of had the ball on a yo-yo all game. Now she's just trying stuff. Maybe she's to hang back a little bit, get back within herself to try to finish this ball game, get the victory for Flintridge.
All right, back at it, and this is Chia. There's really nothing that Chia can't do as Huey is fouled by Riri Davis, trying to probe inside the lane.
Yeah, Davis flummoxed by that call, but it's a correct call. She reached over the top, caught the arms of the driver.
And the block, Riddle there to deny the shot of Huey, and then it went off of her, so made matters worse.
Great recovery from Riddle. Probably one should have settled for the baseline jumper, instead tried to drive it in. Ran to a defender.
Well, they have it, the Falcons, to within single digits at 9. Can they get closer? Kramer working inside on Smith, out to Riri Davis. Valentine, a fall away.
Her first bucket of the second half, huge. Flintridge defense, a bit of a scramble after the offensive rebound. Valentine finds herself with a little bit of space and able to capitalize.
8 points for Valentine, and she shoots it at 43% from the floor. Maddie Smith, 12 points, all coming in the second half.
Not sure where Flintridge will be in this game without Maddie Smith's effort in the second half. She's been huge here, hitting some jumpers. That's going to be a foul.
Well, we're going to stay here. Valentine looked to have used the offhand to try to push off. Foul on Huey, her second.
I like the assertiveness there from Valentine, trying to get to the bucket on the smaller Huey. See what she does with Fu against her in the post.
Riddle having some trouble getting it in. And does find Riri Davis. Valentine, jump pass, out for Kramer, over Fu. Hoists up an air ball, but Valentine was there to preserve the possession. Riri Davis, her second three she's trying to make, and that one over the back and out of play.
I believe she's 1 for 6 from out there on the game. She made her first one. Had made a hit since. I don't mind him. She plays so hard on the defensive end. She earns the shot when she gets it.
Flintridge Prep hasn't been able to use Olivia Childs as much as they would have liked, one of their best rebounders, because of foul trouble. Picked up 3 fouls in about a minute and a half's time. Valentine guards Chia, drives past her, and then past Riddle, and the foul.
Valentine scooped by that shot at the end of the third quarter and bit on the up fake by Chia. Open up the lane for Chia to get to the bucket and ultimately get fouled.
19 points for Chia. 16 in the first half. There were games, Andrew, this year for Flintridge Prep where they won by 60 points.
Yeah, they're not too accustomed to be a game like this. Your scripts, if you can get back into this, make it a 5-point game or so, make Flintridge start to feel some game pressure. But right now, Chia keeping the cushion in there. 10-point lead right now for Flintridge.
Flintridge Prep won a game in mid-December, 75-10. Early December, they beat Sierra Vista 65-16 as Chia makes one of the 2 attempts at the foul line.
Just shows you how much their defense can clamp down, giving up 10 points and 16 points. Doesn't matter the high school. That's impressive.
And they can hit you, that offense, in so many different ways with Maddie Smith and Ashley Chia, the only senior here, the leader, she says. The rest of her teammates look up to her. Fu is a freshman guarding Kramer, the junior. And Del Monte gets in there in the mix, fouled. So she will make a beeline for the foul stripe.
Good initial defense by Fu. Kept her hands up, but kind of, I call it chucking the chest, kind of chucked the chest at the offensive player. Threw her off just enough on the initial shot, but then got caught after the offensive rebound.
It's been a year and a season for the Wolves Flintridge Prep of redemption. They were runner-ups last year in the Prep League. And this year they won it all and looking for more. 47-39. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go. We'll step aside here. Fourth quarter, State 2 Regionals. Three minutes left. Winner takes the next step in the bracket in the State Regionals. Wolves at home up by 8, now 10. The blow-by for the Princeton commits in Chia, going right past Claire Valentine.
Not much to break down right there other than the ambidextrousness, is that a word, of Chia on the baseline drive against Valentine. Valentine answers back on the other end.
That she does. I think it's going to be a word for the cases of this broadcast. 21 points, by the way, for Chia after Valentine had a bucket.
Gets Valentine into double figures on the game. Good job of not getting distraught after giving up the bucket on the other end. Come back, answer back.
Maddie Smith, who now catches it from Chia on the pass-off around a screen from Fu, has double figures in scoring. Nice pick-and-roll action. Diving to the hoop was Fu, working off the screen. Free throw after the basket.
That's certainly a defensive breakdown. If you got Davis, the diminutive Davis down there trying to take on Fu, and all she could do was foul, but Fu able to score nonetheless. Can't hit the free throw, though.
One of two freshman starters is Fu for this Flintridge Prep team, so we can't say enough about the future of this program as well.
Big possession right here for Scripps, down 10. Have to have a bucket.
Riri Davis going up strong. Kramer keeps that possession alive. Del Monte around the bend. Davis unloading a three.
Just incredible job of recovering
and Smith,
by the Flintridge defense.
Yeah, and Smith will trace down her offensive player in Riddle. Miss from Del Monte for three. Huey beats Davis to the rebound. And you would think here, Andrew, there's no rush, no urgency. Huey putting on a dribbling clinic, and just after that, Valentine hit the deck hard. She seems to be okay. A lot happened in a short while there, but
officials perhaps discussing whether she tripped her up or not. And they're going to discuss to see whether Chia stuck out a leg or something on Valentine. I liked it by Valentine. Yes, she got beat initially, but able to get back in position and challenge shot of Chia. Chia made it anyway because she's just that dang good. But good job by Valentine. Again, keeping her head in the play and getting back into it. Just, she is that good. There's a reason she's going to a D1 school.
Our three officials, Bert Nelson, Giovanni Rodriguez, and Chris Meyerson. Bringing the coaches, Kevin Kiyomura, James Stewart. Okay, so what we're hearing and overhearing, Andrew, I'm sure you heard that as well. They're saying that Chia intentionally tripped Valentine, which is going to send Valentine at the line for technical free throw shots.
We've seen Chia show some swagger. She could be an emotional player. And if that is what, we don't have a replay right here, but if that is what happened, a foolish play on Chia's part. Hopefully they can iron things out after the game. But still, technical free throws here for Valentine.
It's tough to make those free throws when nobody is on the block. Lonely is Valentine.
Andy Sandberg free throws. Lonely Island out there. Knocks down the second one, though.
Connecting on the second. So that technical foul to Chia. She's going to come out. Izzy Chan in for her, the daughter of one of the co-head coaches for Flintridge Prep.
I think that's a smart move to take Chia out. It's still sort of a ball game, but you don't want to see her do anything else foolish that might jeopardize her availability in the next game.
That's well put, Andrew, as Del Monte will try a three. She's hit 2 in the second half. Davis arcing it over the top of Fu.
It's not going to show up much for Davis on the stat sheet in the box score, but she's played a real good game, given effort every possession. In there on that rebound, unable to finish with a putback, but being the smallest player on the court and being able to grab those rebounds, it's really impressive.
Well, Chia is back in there for defense to offense substitution here as she will run it.
You got to think Scripps going to go to the foul game right here.
Going to be fouled by Riddle, who wraps her up. But we're nowhere near getting into the 1-and-1 scenario here. The Falcons are going to need to commit 2 more fouls to get a Wolf at the free throw line.
You got to put 2 on Chia right here. Make sure she doesn't get the ball. Make sure anybody other than she's going to start in the front court, sprint back into the back court. Smart play on Chia's part.
She is going to try to burn as much clock as she can. Fouled again by Riddle, stopping the clock at 46.5 seconds. Up to 16 fouls.
I believe the next foul will be 1-on-1, and now more imperative than ever that you try to keep it out of her hands.
And Riri Davis can't keep it out of Chia's hands and has no choice but to foul. A second elapsed, and it's Chia taking foul shots. 1-and-1.
Davis's 4th foul right there, by the way.
Valentine in for Davis. Fu will check in for Mastras.
Mastras, sort of Davis's counterpart on Flintridge's team, brings a lot of energy, gets a lot of offensive rebounds. Had a couple putbacks in today's game. Plays very smart, very heady player for Flintridge.
Wolves trying to extend their winning streak to 14 straight. And they are less than 45 seconds to making that happen. And
Flintridge still extending the pressure, even with a 13-point lead.
Yeah, there's that effort that they're bringing defensively. They get a 1-and-done. Smith instantly fouled by Kramer. "13-point lead.
After that hot start from Valentine, kind of cooled down after that. Took her a couple quarters to get back into her game. Would have been nice to have her head in the game for 4 quarters.
If this double-digit, and that's a 1-and-1 front end missed by Smith, but if this double-digit lead stays for Flintridge Prep, they will have won all 30 of their games this year by double digits. Valentine loops up a shot. Scripps Ranch will stay on offense.
Coach Giamore emptying the bench right here.
Kat Purcell and Sammy Cook. No, I beg your pardon. That would be Kat Baldacki and Kat Zern are in. As Kramer swivels inside and uses the glass.
Got her to double digits. Decent game from her, but just not enough against this Flintridge squad.
55-44, Flintridge Prep continues on in the State 2 Regionals with their home victory against Scripps Ranch. Big performances from Maddie Smith and Ashley Chia, and they, Flintridge Prep, are going to play the winner of Bonita Vista and Birmingham in the next round of the State Regionals. The season for Scripps Ranch comes to an end.
You see this happen sometimes in the NCAA tournament where you just have one player that's ahead of everybody else, and Flintridge has that player in Chia. Again, going to play D1 at Princeton, and she had just a heck of a ball game, despite the mental slip up there at the end. But she just played an absolutely phenomenal game, especially offensively, both with the ball in her hands and passing it. for assists.
It was a treat to watch her, a spectacle, and a great atmosphere, a packed environment, watching Flintridge Prep continue on into the state regionals and playoffs. That's going to do it for us here from La Cunada, Flintridge. For our producer, Mike McGarry, camera crew, Sergio Espinosa, and the great Andrew Rector, I'm Brian Fenley. 55-44, the Wolves get it done. They are on to the next round of the state playoffs.